So, hello and good morning, Glen, my man. Welcome back to your check-in, and thank you very much for checking in with me. Once again, it's always appreciated. So, in regards to the digestion and whether workouts can impact that, so temporary, yes. In the long term, I've actually no idea. I can't find or think of a compelling reason as to why that may be the case. So that's why I asked the group into our Facebook group, where Gabrielle Fondero is. She is a gut expert. She has her PhD in that. So if she doesn't know, then no one knows. So let's just wait and see what she has to say about that. But yeah, in my opinion, I can't really think of anything from the top of my head. Maybe she comes up with something and then we are both like, oh shit, didn't think about it. Yes, that makes sense. But yeah, let's just wait and see what she gets back with. So that being said, in regards to the nutrition, the scale weight actually jumped up here 4 pounds from the weekend, where we've seen like low weigh-ins for the entire kind of 4 days. 235 stuck around there, and then jumped up to 239.2, 239.2, and then all the way back down again to 236.2. Has something changed over the weekend? Was it just due to the time of the weigh-in? Because you've weighed in on average like 2 to 3 hours earlier this time. Maybe you had also later meals on those days. Maybe they were high on sodium. So if you could actually share a little bit of insight into why that may be the case, that would be highly appreciated, because I think that this is more of an outlier thing instead of that you haven't been on track with macros, because you've had an accuracy of 5 on those days. So probably I would actually say that it's probably more so a fiber issue, because you consumed like twice the fiber content on this Sunday, and also probably sodium, along with then weighing in earlier, and also possibly eating a little bit higher in sodium as well. So that would be amazing if you could share some insight with that. And that being said, in regards to now starting to get crazily fast fatigued. So first and foremost, I actually already plugged in like back after pull doesn't really work for you, because your the leg workout actually impacts your pull workout significantly. But it could also turn out that it's the other way around. What we're going to try here the next time is actually we are changing the pull and the push, see whether this actually is better. But it could actually turn out that the pull then impacts the legs instead of the other way around, right? But we could always try to experiment with that and see whether this actually helps you in keeping the performance up and not being too impacted by that training session. So there have been a couple of workouts where it was a little bit more challenging, where the performance was actually coming down a little bit, such as here on the Panday rows. But other than that, you've been actually increasing all across the board, and nearly on all the lifts you've been either able to accomplish like more repetitions or put some load on the bar, such as here with the hack squats. The repetitions came down by that, but still you are actually progressing also here, just the RDLs here. Perfect. Things are going very, very well. And even though that you're saying that the RDLs pound your back to a significant extent, you are still able then to go in the next session and actually hit the last week's beat the last week's performance, even though that you had to drop the weight just a little bit, right? I mean, you've done so much more repetitions, and the overall load that you've been doing there was probably much, much higher, but also the RDL wasn't as much on the lower side of things. So you could always make a case that it is regression and it is maintenance, it is progression, but overall, I still think that it is in the green zone. That is what really counts. No, overall, very, very happy now that we are approaching week number 4. So last session of this week, we still need to accomplish, right? Then week 4. Truly give it your all. Feel free to push it to 0 area on some of the isolation movements, and then we take it from there. When it then comes to the shoulder and feeling it, especially on the pressing movements, I would like you to keep an eye on that. And once you feel like it's too risky, let me know and we can change those things up. I mean, Mesocycle 3 is up ahead, and we could actually make some changes to that as well, just to be on the safe side, just to not risk it as well, because we are in a caloric deficit and we can't expect to just push through all these things. The MEV to MRV ratio is very much narrowing down when we are in a caloric deficit, and this is something that we just need to take into consideration and probably even take into account here in the next mesocycle in regards to the overall volume that we're doing. Probably pulling it down just slightly is the right way to go about it. Other than that, let me just quickly check my notes once again. Yeah, so with a couple of form videos in regards to the way to crunch this, especially with a full stack, would like to see a form video on that one, see whether we can actually optimize something there. If not, then it's just about, increasing possibly the repetition range so that you are having a little bit of a wider range to play with. Other than that, Glenn, that's about it for this week. Now you have a couple of things that you can work on. You now know what to do. Also here, keep an eye out on the Facebook group until Gabriel is actually talking about it. And then we take it from there, mate. Cheers.